Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Opportunity Zone. We didn't have the fancy intro today, but we've got Chris Lavin back.
Hey everybody, what happened to my intro?
I don't know.
You broke it.
I promise I didn't break it. Hey, but lots to cover today on the show.
You want the intro?
Oh man. Okay, we're doing the intro. Now we can officially start.
Now we start the show. And I'm back.
Okay, guys, lots of breaking headlines, but we're going to drill into what's specific for investors. If you are an investor looking for opportunity right now, this is the show to watch. There's a whole bunch of commotion right now on, is Bank of America taking Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac public? We're going to talk about that. We'll also talk about the fraud found within HUD, the fraud found within Minnesota, why they're raising taxes again.
Poor state.
That's my home state.
I
originally.
know, but dude, it was so good 6 years ago. They were killing it 6 years ago.
The land of 10,000 lakes. Beauty.
And now it's the land of 10 million Somalians.
Yes, it is. We'll talk. What it means is, it means with God. And so she's saying to her son, hey, son, you're with God. Don't do that. This verse.
I'm a little confused about this verse.
Oh.
I'm not confused, but I'm missing the message is probably the better. It's got to be more context, right? I know I can't serve two masters, and if you start drinking alcoholically and be not drunken with wine, and it's to keep you from being distracted from the word of the Lord and all of that. So I want a little more context on this. Happy, joyous, and free from the bondage of worry over money and finances. Help us instill this in their lives. I ask all of this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Chris, our studio has disconnected and reconnected. Hopefully it stays solid for us now. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, we just said that.
From the studio. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to do our best with the connection we've got.
It's the storms in the economy.
Maybe it's the storms from the fraud.
Yeah.
Because Minnesota has been going through, you guys have seen the headlines, Somalia, pointing fingers, the governor. Well, here's the downfall for Minnesotans.
Open up that envelope. I did not open mine. I didn't want to see it. Preliminary notices so far, but these new numbers just released by the Minnesota Department of Revenue show property taxes around the state could increase by a total of almost $950 million. That's a jump of nearly 7% compared to this year. The state says cities, counties, schools, other taxing districts are all taxing at a higher rate than last year, as we have been reporting on for weeks now. The local governments have until December 29th to set their final levies. The finalized property tax statements will be released early next year. And you might not like.
So, Chris, we got Minnesota in the headlines.
This is so heartbreaking. Although,
this is why Chris, myself, all of Home Invest, we don't invest in states that are ran this way. We simply stay away. It's not worth it for us to have to potentially get into situations where property taxes are going to jump through the roof to pay for corruption and fraud. So we avoid 100%. Next up, HUD. This is on the national level. They just found a whole bunch more fraud. Let's go ahead and let this correspondent talk.
$77 million in payments to around 30,000 dead tenants. About 100.
A minute ago, but look at this is at a national level. This is absolutely unbelievable, the devastation that this causes, because 30,000 dead people are collecting rents. I mean, there's landlords out there. This is 30,000 incidents of fraud. I hope they throw these people in jail. Like, this is your money. This is my money that we work hard for. It's getting put in somebody's pocket illegally. I sure hope that they throw the book at these people.
Yeah, there's so much fraud. They actually did a little survey on this. I want to put up results from how much fraud versus tax revenue is taken into the United States of America. So these blue columns, this is by tax bracket. Over on the far left, these are folks that are making 11 grand or more. The next tax bracket would be $48,000. The next tax bracket's $103,000. And then you go all the way to the far right. That's the biggest tax brackets, folks that are making $650,000 or more per year. Each of these cells represents the tax revenue collected by the IRS. That red line that you see on the screen right there, That's if we removed, that's basically where tax fraud is right now. $1.5 trillion with tax fraud. And so you could literally, if you remove the fraud, it would only take one tax bracket, the very last tax bracket, to pay for all government expenses at the federal government level by removing fraud, just like that. This is crazy.
Crazy.
This is the bridge to nowhere.
This is two bridges to nowhere.
This is why when Chris starts talking about making sure that we're tax efficient, like literally, Chris, are you going to get a refund check this year?
100%. I'm hoping this year I see 100,000.
6 figures.
6 figures. That's what I'm hoping for a refund this year.
And this is after doing very well financially, being
One
blessed.
of my best years. But I always pay taxes as though I'm not going. I always pay my taxes along the way. I'd rather overpay it. I know a lot of people disagree with that I should, down to the penny, but I never want to get penalized, right? I don't want to, I'd rather have them hold my money than me have to pay extra. Granted, I'm not making any money on it, but the penalties on not paying enough, it's not worth the risk for me because I never know at the beginning of the year what my end of year income is going to be. So I always plan very well for that.
Yeah, we'll get into the tax efficiencies of real estate in just a little bit as well.
Tax efficiencies of real estate? Are you kidding me? If you're not using real estate to not pay taxes, you're missing the point.
Chris, I want you to this is a gentleman being interviewed right now. I'm going to put this up on the screen, and he's going to talk about a tax strategy. I want your take on this, Chris. I think everyone needs to pay attention to this.
You don't pay taxes. A lot of these types of purchases start to become a little bit different.
So you don't pay taxes?
Oh, no, I don't pay any taxes.
Why is that?
This is you. This is your company. Profits in the company create taxes. So what we need to do is eliminate the profit. How you do that is your company creates a holding company and transfers the profit here. This holding company then buys an appreciating asset that you can take loans against. The purpose of the holding company is to make sure that when the loans are taken, it can take care of the company's business expenses, the purchase of business assets, payroll, and all things related to the business. Because we're using loans to then come back out to take care of you, we create no taxes because loans are not taxable. Then the income comes back into the business and we create the entire cycle again, which creates no tax.
You don't pay taxes. A lot of these.
No, not unless you want to go to jail. Listen, all right, so a lot of that is sound. Buy an appreciating asset, yada, yada, yada. You use the money to do that, great. But the way to eliminate the taxes from the income from that is by using depreciation or bonus depreciation. You can do that with a 6,000 pound gross weight vehicle. You can do it with an airplane. You can do it with real estate. Real estate's the best way to do it because you can get a positive cash flow and that depreciating asset. And most of that stuff was relatively true until you start taking loans against the company that he talked about. That is one of the biggest red flags for the IRS because they know that's exactly what you're doing. You're taking loans to avoid paying income tax on it, right? You can do it. It's legal. But you better document the loan specifically, right? And then you have to carry that documentation like to the T. And then the IRS is going to ask you, well, where are you getting the money to pay this loan back? When they audit you, by the way, because that's the biggest red flag for audit is a stockholder taking a loan from the company they own stock in. So do yourself a favor. Most of that is true. Take a reasonable salary from the company and pay the taxes on that. And there's ways to minimize, your tax exposure by renting you can rent your house rent-free, tax-free to your company to have business meetings or your annual meetings. There's all kinds of things you can do. But listen, it's legal to take loans from the IRS, from your company, but it's the biggest red flag for audit for any business, especially pass-through businesses. Please, unless you like audits, don't do it.
And of course, all of this is informational purposes.
Yeah, dude, I am not a tax advisor. This is what I do. That is something I would never do. Chris Lavin, Joe Public, not Chris Lavin. I am not a CPA. I am not an attorney. I do not give tax advice. I am just telling you what I would and would not do. And I would not do that.
All right, let's get into a little bit of Fannie and Freddie. We just need to do a quick update. And the CEO and chairman of Bank of America just sat down. He started discussing Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Yep.
Let me ask you about Fannie and Freddie. Taxpayers took a stake during the financial crisis in these
mortgage lenders. The Treasury Secretary said that they are expected to return to the public market in the next year, with the government selling a portion of that stake. Does Bank of America have a role in that transaction? But for consumers, is that actually going to push up the cost of owning a home?
I don't talk about client relationships, but look, it won't if they keep the guarantee. And the administration knows that, and Secretary Bissett knows it. That guarantee helps keep that mortgage rate down, but also provides a 30-year mortgage. Because now, when you make a mortgage loan without a government guarantee, for a borrower who may be on the qualification levels there are more advantageous to borrow, you're making a decision for the next 30 years that the borrower is going to be okay, or a lot of years. So that guarantee is critical to the U.S. getting fixed rate mortgages and having a lot of mortgage availability. And then they've run the things pretty responsible since the financial crisis. Down payments have stayed substantial. So the credit quality of current portfolios is pretty good. And they can't lose that, because that was the reason, one of the reasons why we had the financial crisis was the low down payments and lots of mortgage loans with zero equity in them. And as soon as prices on houses came down, the whole thing exploded.
So what do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. You got to keep the guarantee in place, and it's a valid point. So you're giving guy credit today, but you don't know what his financial situation is going to be 20 years from now when he's in the middle of that mortgage. That guarantee is absolutely crucial to fixed rate mortgages, or mortgage rates are going to fluctuate every year. Like, they're going to reassess your financial situation every year in order to have a fair interest rate. So that's absolutely necessary. I happen to have a little, well, I'm not going to say that. I have an inclination that Bank of America will be the bank behind Fannie and Freddie going public. So, yeah, that's a good thing, I guess. It's, big institution. But, yeah, everything this guy's saying is dead on. I have no disagreement with anything he's saying.
Cool. Okay. I suspect that it's Fannie and Freddie too, based on his comments and some of the others. But soon we will know that. Chris, I need to get your take on this. We've got the MBA, Mortgage Bankers Association. They wrote an open letter to Pulte, and they also wrote it, they published it in a few different places, but they're basically saying, hey, this tri-merge credit score mandate is bad. Essentially, what's happening is that you've got the three big bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. The new mortgage standard for Fannie Mae accepting a loan is that they've got a tri-merge score, all three of them.
Yeah.
And what these three credit bureaus have been doing since that was mandated is they've been cranking the rates up, making the cost more, essentially. There's no more competition, is what the Mortgage Bureaus Association or Mortgage Bankers Association is saying. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, let me tell you this. Personally, I have credit accounts that appear on one credit bureau that don't appear on other credit bureaus. And if you know the credit system and know what banks pull and use which credit bureau, you can really work the system and do things advantageously. And you see a lot of these credit card gurus telling you about this all over the internet. With all of that being said, a more precise picture of my financial position is had by pulling a tri bureau for me. For me, it's not a bad thing. For me, it's a good thing, because I have credit cards and I don't carry balances, so it always looks better when I have more available credit. It drives my credit score up. But with that being said, I firmly believe that that having the tri-merge report is a good thing. What I would like to see is some regulation on the costs. Right. So they did this in the healthcare industry, right? There's provider portals that the government finally come in and regulated, because the providers were saying, like Blue Cross and Blue Shield says you have to use this portal. So the portal provider was jacking the prices up and was making it uneconomical for businesses to do transactions. The government should come in and regulate this at some level and say, hey, this is the maximum you can charge, or put some kind of law in place to regulate that. I would be all for that, because let's face it, these credit bureaus are getting this information for free, right? I mean, all of this information is free to them.
Yeah, they're good aggregators of data.
Correct.
And they sell that data. They sell it to the Facebooks of the world and everywhere else. So they're making money on both sides. Okay, Chris, I'm going to pop up. A lot of people have been asking about a deal. We are very close to a real estate deal, but we have one other deal. The last deal that we had, we published, it filled up, but we've got one other deal right now.
This is a ridiculous video.
Let's have some fun, Chris.
Welcome to Cash Flow Fund 7, where 110 plus years of American manufacturing legacy meets the future of aerospace. With billions in manufacturing returning to the U.S., we're acquiring the specialized shops positioned to serve that demand. Our fund's mission is to help you build generational wealth while rebuilding American industry. We're consolidating a fragmented industry into an integrated aerospace platform built on the same ground that helped win World War II, launch the space race, and power American aviation. This is generational wealth built on American legacy, and we're doing it right.
So that's the little demo video, but for real, we do have an investment. We call this Cash Flow Fund number 7. It's literally American manufacturing at its finest. And we've acquired some shops up in the Midwest between Indiana and Ohio that are starting to pump out some really, really good revenue. And what we're doing with them, I'll put up the fancy OM on this, but what we're doing with them is we're updating them, we're consolidating them. We're making them ready for private equity firms. So private equity firms, sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, what I want to interject is we make some cool stuff. Like, we make some cool stuff, like for airplanes and cars and the automotive, like cool stuff that, you wouldn't really think of, but I'm here to tell you, it's cool. So if for no other reason, you should really pick up the phone and call an advisor.
Yeah, what's happened in manufacturing specifically, you guys have probably seen some of the headlines, but starting back in 2022, not even just this administration, but the last administration, they signed the CHIPS Act, and we started to see manufacturing pick up then. And now it's accelerated because the Trump administration said, no, everything is going to be made here, basically, or you're going to be tariffed. And so you've got GM, they just committed to invest $4 billion in manufacturing, setting up new. Intel's deal is accelerating manufacturing. Ford, like any big name company, and a lot of others, they're literally coming to the United States to manufacture. And so what's happening is the existing manufacturing facilities that are out there, they're getting more work. In one of our facilities, it's called Brinkman. It's a 110-year-old company. It's been around forever. It's been there, done that. It's got blue chip clients all over the place. Like, I can't say some of the client names because we have NDA agreements with them, but huge blue chip clients. They're surging in orders right now because manufacturing is being done here. We have a 6-month backlog at that facility right now. Like, we're hiring more guys and we're bringing in more machines.
We're adding another shift.
Adding a second shift. Like, it's a very blessed time to be in the manufacturing business. So we've got 3 facilities right now. We're adding a 4th facility to it. We've got a little bit of room left in our opportunity. Literally, we put it out. We filled up. We only took money when we needed as we were acquiring each one. And now we're on the last phase of this. So if you're looking for a strong cash flowing opportunity, this could be a really nice opportunity for you. Team, I'll ask you to put the booking link in the comment section. And if you're watching on social media somewhere, put the word BOOK, like book, and we'll send you a link directly, or we'll put it in the comments below your comment. That way there you can see the booking link for us. Chris, anything else you'd say on that particular fund?
No, it's a good, solid fund. I'm super excited about this. There's some exciting things in the future of that fund. We haven't 100% locked down yet, but cool stuff happening. We got the right personnel, the right timing, the right place. This is just lined up perfectly for a home run.
Yeah, and one thing I failed to mention is the tiers. So if you're looking to invest $100K or more, this is accredited investors only. If you're looking to invest $100K or more, there's an 8% pref that's paid out. It's never missed a distribution. If you're looking to invest $500K or more, there's a 10% pref. And then on $1 million or more, there's a 12% pref. So there's really, really good pref returns on this thing. And there's also backside profit. So if you're someone that's saying, hey, I'd like to make some cash flow while we're kind of in the middle of operations, plus I'd like to potentially get a nice big profit check on the backside, this could be an opportunity for you. So use the word book in the comment section, and our team will get that over to you.
Amen.
Chris, anything else you want to comment on to close up this week's show?
No, the other deal's all closed up. That was a great opportunity. We talked about it last week. It's gone this week. But we do have a real estate deal that's getting super close. It's a big, beautiful deal. This one's going to get great tax advantages. We may be able to get you as much as 35 to 40% of every dollar you put in. It looks like we're shooting for to get bonus accelerated depreciation on that deal. So I would ask you, well, we can't really do that, can we? We're on Facebook now. But listen, put the word wait list, and we'll get a link over to you to get you on our wait list so we can talk about these deals as they become current, and you can get on the wait list for the next deal, because on our last deal, it got filled up and we never even went public with it. So those are the people that are on the real inside. So put wait list in the comments. We'll send you a wait list link. You can hook up, talk to somebody, make sure you're accredited, and get on a wait list so you can get all of the insider news that the general public don't become fond of. And we love filling our deals without going public with them, because going public with ads costs money, and the less money we spend, the more money we can return to our investors. So wait list in the comments, and that's all I got, man.
Awesome. Thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
God bless y'all.